We are live today with Eva Vennari from
Los
Los Angeles.
Angeles.
Yes,
Yes.
beautiful, sunny Los Angeles. I'm on the other side of the continent, but probably with about the same weather. So, anyways, with from the sunny California and sunny Cancun, hello to everyone. Today we're going to talk about not so sunny of a topic, which is a burnout. So, Eva, please let us know who you are, who you help, and tell us a little bit about the subject of burnout.
Sure. So the who I am is easy. It's Eva Vennari, and I'm the owner and founder practitioner for Elevate Institute. And this is a specific result. The whole company is a result of me finding an answer to my burnout. And it's different for everyone. And the burnout can be seen with multiple clusters of symptoms. And people often don't recognize that they're in it because they get used to it.
That is a really, really good point. They get used to it because it's not something that just drops on them. It's a process. It's something like a gradual decline, right?
Yeah.
So what are some of the questions we could ask ourselves to figure out whether we are nearing or in the burnout right now?
Yeah. And it's funny. It's like whenever we're in pain, we forget what makes us feel good. And so it's hard to remember what I used to be like. And we start to support a body with, I have, let's put ourselves in the mind and the first person of someone who's experiencing ongoing, decline of health. So, I used to be able to get through the day with 1 cup of coffee. Now it's 3 or 4. Oh, I used to be able to rest at the end of the night without wine, or maybe a glass of wine if I so chose. But now I make myself exhausted and have to fall asleep because otherwise I can't fall asleep. I can't get through the night. And in fact, I'm not remembering that I'm dreaming lately either. So there's all of these different little, they feel like lifestyle changes, but we're drawing lines in the sand as to what's acceptable for us to experience in our bodies. And then it gets worse. Then we end up with possibly some headaches or some recurring headaches that used to go away with a nap or taking an Excedrin. And now that doesn't work either. And so we get into a panic, right? These are all signs. Feeling so tired that have you ever felt tired after getting yourself ready to go in the morning and you get in the car and you're like, wow, that was a lot already. That's a sign.
Wow, even before you get your day started, you're already tired, and then you're looking at the day ahead and you're already dreading it, and you're already seeing yourself struggling through the day, and everything's just heavy and hard
Yes.
and stressful, and you just have the anxiety facing another day. It's no longer looking forward to your day, it's now dreading what's coming. I can totally relate. I've experienced this myself. And sorry, guys, I completely forgot to let you know a little context of why we're even here. Okay, so I'm Jules from Positive Impact TV, and I'm presenting you Eva today as a member of Entrepreneur Fit community. She is a featured provider on the community, and you can find a lot of information about this amazing community where you can get a billion types of resources, including these amazing coaches at Entrepreneurfit.ca. I'm going to share the slide at the end, so stick around. Okay, back to burnout. We kind of chatted a little bit before this, and we thought of somebody who may be experiencing fatigue, mental fog, anxiety, maybe even some signs of depression, low energy levels, as something that could potentially be a sign of them nearing burnout or already being in the burnout. Now, a lot of people really don't know what to do about it. They just think maybe I just need to go on vacation and spend a week drinking at an all-inclusive resort and come back all refreshed. So what would be a typical thing that people do wrong in the case of burnout, and what, in your practice, in your experience, what would you recommend that people do instead?
Yeah, I always want to be not the last thing that people look under a rock for answers, but what happens is what we're trained to do. And I say, you know what, go on this route. It's okay. It's okay to do this. Go to the doctor, get your blood drawn, be told crazy things like it's all in your head. Be told things like, you know what, all your levels are within normal range. There's nothing wrong with you. I want those answers. But the problem with getting those answers is, well, what do you do now? I'm told I'm fine, but I still feel off. And that's Usually when people get onto a search engine and they start typing in, that's when they find me, when they've gone through the closed doors of, it's not cancer, it's not heart disease, it's not this, it's not anything else very serious. But over time, this can kill you early. Like, this is how we end up on, 17 medications at the age of 45. Don't do that. So, you can't just take an antidepressant or an antacid, or it's not just one pill, right? So this is lifestyle changes due to us living in this very convenient filled world, and we're hurting ourselves without knowing it. So this is a process. You want to go to the doctor, get that good news, and then come to someone who is either a naturopath or someone like me who's certified in mineral balancing, and really get the answers. What is wrong? Because if you give your body what it needs, it can heal itself. Now you just have to really know what that is and not guess.
Wow, that is beautiful. Yeah. And, not a lot of people go to minerals as a first solution. They go to medication, as you said, right? They may actually find comfort in finding a diagnosis that would be a resolution to why they're struggling. Oh, it's this. Okay. And then they put the label on themselves, and then what, right? And they continue with that label, and their life doesn't get better just by knowing why. It doesn't give you a way out. Right.
Well,
so tell us a little bit about the way out. Once you balance your minerals, or obviously it's not a one night or 1 week thing. It's probably a lifestyle change, right? Is there something that you also give them to do, like routines or lifestyle advice? Do you look at what they're currently doing that may be contributing to their burnout? Do they have to change their job? Any mindset tricks?
Sometimes it's their spouse they've got to change, but
hey, that is not far off, right?
No, it's not. I mean, our decisions, and that's such a good point. Our decisions that we make every day thinking this is good enough. Anytime we settle for ourselves, we're setting ourselves up for health failure. It's such a good point. It really is true holistic awareness. It's not just the, what am I putting in my mouth? How much water am I drinking? Am I getting enough sleep? Am I resting between my appointments? Like, when you look at my calendar, it's not back to back to back. It's space between the appointments. Like, be kind to your future self. That's my goal. But yeah, it is lifestyle. We're looking at food. What are you eating? What are the red flags right away that I can say, stop that, or smacking hands and saying, do this instead. Are you not eating regularly? And you know what's crazy? All of this stuff, Jules, comes down to self-love.
Hey, I'm all for that. We're going to have a summit in a bit, and it's actually going to be a summit series. So no matter when you guys are watching this is going to be a recurrent event. And yes, at first I called it self-care. And then I said, okay, well, self-care kind of links to self-love. And with that comes self-confidence as an end result. So anything that starts with self has bad rep because it also sounds like selfish.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if we cannot fill our own cup, I want to look at it as our own wine glass, crystal. We can really pour out of it, right? So we're gonna find joy in life in order for us to be able to help other people. And in our work, if we're talking about burnout, we often think about work, but it also spills over into our life. And if we're burnt out by our work or by our business, because often we just switch one to the other and become a slave to that, then we don't really have much left for our spouses. And maybe, yes, the best solution is to get rid of the spouse because we think the spouse is at fault. So really looking at the full picture and where it started and our relationship with self. And I like how you said future self is so important in this journey. Okay, give us some top tips that you can think of anybody who's listening today that they can implement and maybe feel a little bit better. I know they're not going to get rid of their burnout, but maybe something they can add to their routines to kind of slow down their sliding further into it, or maybe helping them climb out of it a bit.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is we get caught up doing, here's the phone in front of us, right? And we do this and we slouch over it. Whenever you catch yourself doing that, while you're eating, while you're sitting, driving, whatever you're doing, imagine above you is a hook that's got a fish hook, and it's attached to your head right here at the top, and that you're dangling from that. And if you allow yourself to feel like you're dangling from that, you will find that your hips will sit on the bones, on your hip bones, that your torso will sit there, and everything starts to align, and you'll notice you'll start to lighten up, and you feel an alignment, and you can breathe deeper into your stomach. And so if you take a few seconds to be aware of your posture more often, more frequently, then you'll find that hormones run better. You can feel yourself more present more easily, that you're not so reactionary, you can be responsive. And these are things that can happen very quickly. You don't have to wait a long time to have results.
That's the first time in my whole career of interviewing people on this topic that I've heard this tip. Thank you for that. That's amazing. And you know what? We're talking about self-care, self-love, self-confidence. That is actually one of the tips often given for self-confidence, is to think about your posture, but it's more like fake it, right? Fake it to appear more self-confident. But you're talking about from the inside out, allowing the flow of whatever it is, right? Not just hormones, breath, energy. We're talking about if people who are into chakras, aligning the chakras and energy centers, right? So it's so beneficial to have that. And I like how you said you're thinking about the hook that's above you, but your pressure on your hip bones changes automatically, and automatically your chin goes up. Like you don't have to think about all the rules of the good posture. And it's such
That's
a
right.
small little trick. Amazing. Guys, look,
Cool.
she's full of gold already. Just one little tip. Do you
That's
have
awesome.
anything else that you want to share with our folks, or maybe something that is on your profile on Entrepreneurfit.ca, like a freebie of any sort, any kind of consultations that you do for people?
I'm all into energy, and I'm all into hidden technology and ancient ways. So I have what's called a Chinese face reading. It's on my profile, but it's also on my website homepage. And you can go through it. It's self-guided. You'll get an immediate result that tells you if you have any signs of serious illness hiding right here on your face, and then what to do about it.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you this. What if somebody had Botox or fillers? Would it still determine that? Or is it just for the natural people?
It
Come on,
can
you're in LA, I'm in Mexico. This kind of
yeah.
stuff is common.
Yeah, Botox, makeup, anything that covers your skin tone and the natural creases that we have all earned.
Deserved.
Yeah, it can alter it. But there are other things you can see. Botox doesn't go everywhere, but we're looking at around the eyebrows, where most of our inflammation and liver information is all here in the eyebrows. And then you've got lines and inflammation factors around the nose. So we look at those things together in the report, and you'll get to see what's going on.
Beautiful. Wow, this is so unique and so interesting, guys. I'm so blown away. I've never heard about any of this stuff, especially related to burnout. I think Eva just, took a whole bunch of things from her experience, customized it, and put it really into what works. Because I find that people who've actually gone through an experience have so much more to offer, because they have that empathy and compassion toward people who are going through it, versus somebody who could just have the academic knowledge and apply it, right?
Yeah. And the accountability. It's like, I know how far back you can slide and still make progress. Like, you want that pizza, go ahead. Just know that your liver is going to spend some time processing that and not healing you. Just don't expect to have perfection if you're not going to be perfect too.
Absolutely. And being a part of a community is definitely something that can contribute to accountability.
Yeah.
I would invite Eva to come and do a little class on this topic in our community. So for you guys who are watching, you want to join the community, it's free for you to learn from these professionals, from these coaches, and to improve your life just from these little workshops and tidbits of information that we just learned about the hook. Oh my goodness, I'm going to put a sticky on my computer, because I tend to do that a lot, slouch over devices.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so many devices, definitely no lack of devices. Even if it's you're sitting on the couch watching TV, you're still slouching, right? So it's anything electronic for some reason almost equates to slouching. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, EMF puts a stress on the body that it's unseen, but it's an energy that affects us, whether you believe in it or not. Just like gravity, whether you believe in it or not, we're still at effect.
Wow. Yeah, we can do a class just on EMF. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we touched a lot of really cool, deep topics, very surfacey, but stay tuned. Eva is going to be in the group. Find her on Entrepreneurfit.ca, socialize, ask questions, because the best thing you can do is ask questions below these videos. Just comment below, ask a question. If there's anything that interests you, anything you want to know more about, we would be more than happy to get back to you. And I'm sure Eva does consultations over Zoom calls, or how do you do it?
I offer a free 20-minute because people haven't been heard for a very long time. And so
Okay.
I say, what's going on? And I'm listening, and I want to find out if this is going to be something that works for you. I answer all questions. So yeah, it's a free 20-minute available on the website.
Perfect. Well, guys, this is just one of our amazing, amazing coaches. Let me just share my screen really, really quickly so that you can see a little bit more about the community. So as it says here, if you want to improve the quality of your life, health, wellness, healing, fitness, if you want to learn more about some products that can contribute to better well-being, you can find all of these services and products within the Entrepreneur Fit community, all at a discounted rate. So don't wait. And if you know anybody else who is either struggling with any of these areas of life or just wants to learn more about or is a provider in this area, do refer them to Entrepreneur Fit or to myself in positiveimpact.tv, and stay tuned for more amazing individuals and coaches like Eva. Thank you so much, Eva. We'll
Thanks
see
for
you
having
next
me.
time.